4 days remain until we reach the royal capital. The ceremony would be a week away, so there was still enough time. Saintess Irene Sama as I've seen her from a distance, but she was a very beautiful and kind person. She spoke with an enchanted expression. Her crimson hair that she made two side up fluttered in the wind. This area seemed windy. Well, the exterior is good, indeed. I distortedly twisted my mouth. I'm sorry. She looked surprised. I'm not blaming you. Rather than that, I want to ask one thing. Is it okay? I asked she. Fulfill your revenge. How is the feeling? It was a question that came up in my mind unexpectedly. Why I asked such a thing. Even I didn't know at all. To came to the country where Irene was. I wonder was my feeling overwrought? Or, by knowing her answer, can I see the way to go? I wonder. I am. She breathed slightly and shook her head from side to side. I haven't set my feelings right now. She tightened her mouth tightly. Her flower-like lip paled, and she was trembling. There is a feeling that the grip of the chest has fallen, but will I be able to move forward to the future? Or is hatred, sadness, or suffering smoldering all the time? Right now is, not yet. Is that so? I breathed a little. There were still 5 more opponents to avenge. When I had done it all, what kind of feeling do I have got? At night, we stayed in the forest a bit off the road. We could use the town's inn, but there was no enough saving, so it can't be helped. Normally, staying in such a place must be on guard against bandits and monsters, but I had no worries because I had Dex skill, fixed damage. This skill was, at first deals 9,999 damage at the moment when the target enters within 10 meters of me. After that, it will continue to deal 9,999 damage every 3 seconds. In short, an enemy who was within 10 meters of me would die immediately at that point. Of course, if they had more than 10,000 horsepower, that was probably only possible for the Demon King and the close class of it. I reminded her that she should not be more than 10 meters away from me. Spending night only 2 people with a man. Well, be patient because I followed without permission. Chrome Sama doesn't need to worry about me, she said, and glanced at me. That, maybe. Do you want my body? I was surprised by unexpected words. What do you think to say it suddenly? Isn't that the intention of 2 people spending the night together? As I said before, it was just a saving because all men were beasts. I learnt it from my sister. She said that when we first met. Indeed, maybe you're still wary of me? I inadvertently looked at she. I'm sorry. She smiled with a mischievous expression. Is my joke too much? No, if it's just a joke, it's all right. I shrugged my shoulders. Surely, this is the original she. When I first met her, she must have been pushing her limits to revenge on Red. Is she gradually returning to her ground state by fulfilling it? It might be nice to be able to speak lightly. Fufu, thank you very much. She smiled again. Well, she was still young, and I hope she could regain her calmness little by little. I didn't seem to be able to regain those feelings anymore. No, maybe will that day come to me someday? I didn't know anything yet. Let's go into sleep immediately. Yes, Chrome Sama. We line up sleeping bags, and then lied down. The tiredness of walking a whole day invited a comfortable sleep. I fell asleep before I noticed, and then can you, Chrome, can you hear me? This voice was N. Wondering suspiciously, I woke up. I wasn't in the forest. I was on a small hill. Countless tombstones stood all around until to the horizon, endlessly. What the hell is this? I looked around in stunned. Tilda. It's Tilda. Will never forgive. Never forgive. Out of nowhere, pain and grudges were heard. Not just 1 or 2, hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands, or more. A space full of negative thoughts. Can you hear, Chrome? This time I could hear